need to go.
Welcome to the Undrafted Uncensored cast of Pod. Hosted by Nick Archuleta. Mosted by Colin Zanker. And last but certainly is least, Joseph Goodwin.
Is Nick going to say anything?
Nick's still waiting for the intro to play, but welcome in everybody to Undrafted Uncensored, where apparently I'm not going to get the intro music tonight, but the rest of you hopefully did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm like, you're chuckling, but I'm not hearing any response. Welcome in everybody to Undrafted Uncensored, where we couldn't wait for anything really because I hate the NFL. I hate NFL officials. And FUKC. That's how you spell it right now.
My God. What the heck was that? I'm not talking about the cross shot that Joe's giving us.
See, that was why.
I'll be back in a moment.
That was why when I grabbed my drink earlier, I was nice enough to turn my camera off.
All right, we're back. Oh, what? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, dude. Like, every time the Bills felt like they were finally going to take over, it was like one step forward, two steps back. The whole time.
Something stupid happened. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin on this game and how everything went.
Well, how about the fact that the Chiefs managed to secure their trip to the Super Bowl, handing the ball off to Samaje Perine?
It was a pass.
Yeah, it was a pass. Sorry. Sorry, it was a pass.
It was Samaje Perine.
It was Samaje Perine. I was so mad. I was just like, ah!
Another former Denver Bronco running back. One who will not be named. And then now Samaje Perine. Now gets to go to the Super Bowl again after they've been let go by the Broncos. What? It was a really good game. Of course, there's going to be the refs and the calls, the 4th down and 1 where Josh Allen
got the first down.
Yeah, didn't get it. Did get it. Whatever. Get it. Yeah, it sure looked like he did. Even Mike Pereira.
Here's my question about that. And I'm sorry to cut you off, Colin. It's been frustrating me since it happened. How does the official facing the football come in on the positive side of the first down marker? The official behind the play comes in obviously on the backside of the first down marker. But we're going to go with the ruling of the official behind the play instead of in front of, and then we're going to go to replay and just say the call stands. What are we doing? Watch the goddamn.
I get after replay call standing because it is close, but you're running the ball to the wrong side. Like the head linesman or the line judge, the guy who's actually marking the ball, is the one who gets blocked. And I guess maybe you're not running to the wrong side, but his view is blocked. And that sucks because upon review, it does look like it, but we also know enough by now that they're not going to overturn that. Chiefs are not. That call is not getting overturned 99 out of 100 times. Like I said, there might be the one rare time, but for the most part, it's going to get overturned. I'm beyond frustrated because obviously cheering for the Bills, wanting them to win. I should have known it was going to be a crap day.
Yeah.
You know? I should have known. So, it was actually a good start to the day. I will say that.
The Eagles won.
But I get home from breakfast, my tire's flat. Thankfully, okay. I'm like, all right, I'll call service in a little bit. They'll come by. None of my early bets win. I needed like a few more Jaden Daniels rushing attempts or Zachert touchdown would have been good. Cool to go for the second game. The second game of the day, guys. That last drive for the Chiefs, if Patrick Mahomes throws a touchdown, I win like $1,600 on 30.
Oh.
Like, I needed one more Patrick Mahomes passing touchdown in that game in the second half to win $1,600. I had 2 separate bets, and I was just sitting there sweating it. And then he gets sacked. I'm like, at least go to overtime, and the Bills can't do anything at the end. It was like, I think I ended up like down 15 or $20. Not bad, but it's just like, oh my God, everything was so close. And I told my friend Jonah earlier, I was like, don't listen to any of my bets because I haven't chosen, and nothing has gone right that I've chosen today. Because I chose the Commanders to at least be competitive. They weren't. And then the freaking Chiefs going.
Going Chiefs it. Well, I can say one thing. I want to thank you for one thing, Colin. Thank you for not betting on the Avs. They needed that win against Shesterkin again.
Speaking of thank yous, we want to thank everyone who's tuning in, watching us rant about the damn Chiefs and Bills game right now. And I got something special coming up. But, man, it's frustrating. I don't know. I'm frustrated.
Well, I mean, we'll go back to the Philly-Washington game real quick. I mean,
Joe hasn't talked about this game yet.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. It just doesn't feel good. It was a good game, like back and forth constantly. Pretty much every possession, it felt like there was something game-changing, usually a score. But, like, it doesn't even feel like we could yell at Sean McDermott for fucking something up. Like, he may still be on the hot seat just because he didn't win. But, like, we can't blame the refs like a lot of people have been doing for every Chiefs game. And, like, on one hand, yeah, but like Kansas City is just playing to the rules. They know what the rules are, and they're going to manipulate them. Until they get changed, they're going to do that. That's how the NBA worked for a long time until they got rid of that stupid, or they added the kick out foul. So guys like James Harden couldn't just get fouls every play. So they're just doing that. And they're going to change that rule, I feel like, in the offseason. Enough people are upset that he's able to dance around and then give himself up and then still get a flag. But this game didn't have any of that. It's just they're just better. The Chiefs' defense is really fucking good. And people have kind of been glossing over that, I feel like, all year. But that's why they only lost one real game. Obviously, they lost two in reality. But like that defense is no joke. They're even the last play of the game, they bring a cornerback blitz to fuck with Josh Allen so that immediately he's got somebody in his face. Like that's next level. That's why they were as good as they were when everyone's like, oh, Mahomes is cooked and, Kelsey's old and all this shit. Like, I don't know, man. Like they're until they prove otherwise, they're still Kansas City.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he proved he's definitely not cooked, even though I think Josh Allen did play. Besides the first drive. The first drive from Josh Allen was bad in this game. I mean, he almost threw 2 picks. It should have been 2 picks.
Should have been 2.
Well, should have at least had one of them picked off. But besides that, though, Josh Allen played. He played a better game. His receivers all stepped up a little bit more than the Chiefs did, except for at the very end when it matters most. Kincaid dropped his pass, and then you had Xavier. Oh man, I don't even want to talk about Xavier Worthy going out at the 8-yard line at that last one before the field goal. I was like, he's going to go in for a touchdown. He's the fastest guy in the damn field. I'm going to win 1,600. At that point, I didn't care about the Chiefs. So if the Chiefs were going to win, at least they could have made me some money. Damn it!
Instead at that point, they were already winning.
Field goal.
Yeah.
But except like Dalton Kincaid, I can't. You're right, Joe. You can't really fault the refs for this. There was questionable stuff. Like I said, I don't want to say totally even questionable.
There's always going to be questionable stuff.
Yeah,
nothing.
That's how refs suck.
Yeah, there was nothing overtly wrong with the calls in this game. I felt like it just the ball bounced the Chiefs' way again, and I'm sick and tired of it, and I'm over it. And you know what? I'm so over it. Chiefs, go win the freaking Super Bowl. Get your 3-peat. Let's just be done with it. I'm going for the Chiefs. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Just win it. I'm done. Like, go. Do it. Who the hell cares anymore? Go Chiefs, go.
Saquon Barkley, I think, cares.
Yeah.
I don't
now
care.
All those people that were talking shit about the Eagles, like, you gave up on an NFL record. They better win the fucking Super Bowl. Well, shit. Now they're in it. They got a chance. They're 60 minutes away. And also that record was bullshit because there's an extra game. So
No, not really. He would have had less rush attempts, way less rush attempts. He was short like 70 rushing attempts than him, or 60.
Yeah, okay, I guess in that sense, but still, like he had more time to do it, you know.
But I mean, that's not his fault though either.
No, it's just a different record.
No,
the record should just be. Yeah, it's just the record's different, so.
No,
it's not the same. No one's ever rushed more than we've gone over this a million times. No one ever rushed more than Jim Brown in 12 games. No one ever beat OJ in 14. So the idea of a single season record when they keep changing the season, it shouldn't exist. But
it's just Maris and Ruth all over again.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. 100%. Baseball fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah, it was baseball.
Yeah, okay.
Says the guy who doesn't know much about baseball.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maris did it in more games, and they still gave him the single season record. So yeah, that's it. Baseball fucked it up for everybody.
And if they hadn't set that precedent, really screwed it all up.
Yeah, and then McGuire and Sosa.
That was later.
And then Bonds.
Yep. But the precedent was set, with that movie with Barry Pepper.
61.
Yeah, 61. But
I mean, it's, and I think part of it too is this is going to become one of those points, and some people are saying it's happening now in the NBA with Joker getting the MVP so much. It's just everybody's kind of just getting mad about the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl, which is like, I don't care anymore. I want somebody else. I'm getting Chiefs fatigue, and it's really hard to get Chiefs fatigue when they're in your division. I'm an AFC West fan, and I'm just sick and tired of just the Chiefs in general. Like, I was never a Taylor Swift fan to begin with, but I mean, I'm even tired of T-Swizzle at this point. I just
want them to win it. Then they're done. All right, you know what? Then they can disband everybody. You've accomplished everything you need to do. Everybody quit football. Chiefs go under. You're no longer a franchise. You can't be touched. You're the best ever. Go win it all. I'm done.
But they're not. That's the problem.
I give up. I give into Chiefs Kingdom. I don't know what else to say right now. Like they do it all every time. Every time they figure out a damn way, and I'm sick. And
they haven't even played their best football.
I'm done. I'm done fighting. I'm done fighting it. Whatever. Go ahead, Chiefs. Make history. I don't care that you're an arch rival of my team.
3 points. 3 points is all the Bills needed. 3 points.
Yeah,
and here we are.
If the Broncos didn't have a blocked field goal, maybe the Chiefs are not at home in that game.
Yeah.
No, 3 more points. How many games did they win by?
I think 13 out of 14.
Unreal.
Yep.
I'm telling you, Chief, just go ahead and win it. All right. I'm cheering for you. I want to witness history. I didn't want to. Now it's here at my doorstep. You're gonna do it anyway, so I might as well cheer and watch it and try and enjoy it and mute Patrick Mahomes in his post-game press conference.
You know what I just heard? Well, this is the DoorDash I ordered, but I'm hungry, so I guess I'm just gonna eat it anyway. That's what I heard.
Yep.
You're eating the DoorDash that they brought you because that's what they brought you.
And he's allergic to it too.
Yeah.
Cool. I got lots of TP. That came with it. Came with the complimentary roll. All right, because that's all this is to me right now.
Thank God for clicking shit. Thanks, King.
Well, unlike Colin, who is scared and a quitter, I'm not going to give up. I mean, obviously the Chiefs are going to be favored, but it's not like Philly is fucked. It honestly, it feels a lot different than a couple of years ago when it was very young Jalen Hurts and that Philly team with that just had the O-line and some really good players in general. But like this team with Saquon Barkley and then still the talented pass catchers and still Jalen Hurts and still that defense, like this Eagles, I mean, obviously putting up 55 is a little bit skewed because of the way the game ended, but like that, they can put up fucking points and they can compete with that Chiefs defense, and they have a good defense themselves that can help contain. So they just got to Do those little things that everybody else seems to not do. It's just like the Patriots. Teams get all in their own head. They get freaked out and they just start fucking shit up. And so they definitely have a chance here. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not going to root for the Chiefs to get the three-peat because I still kind of love that no one's done it. That being said, this dynasty, maybe should be the one that does.
Then Andy Reid retire and leave.
No, that's the problem. This isn't the last dance.
It is. They're done. This is it.
Travis Kelce is not retiring. They're going to be able to retool next year. Hollywood Brown's going to be healthy. Xavier Worthy's going to have another year in the NFL.
They're done.
Isaiah Pacheco is going to be healthy. Like, they're
going to P. Ryan's going to come back and torture us.
I don't think he stays there.
I don't know.
They're going to be just as good, if not better, next year. So, they're not going anywhere.
But Joe, I got to tell you, you're definitely wrong about one thing, though.
Nope.
The Eagles
never once
are definitely screwed. And you know why? Because the Chiefs saved all of their calls in their favor for the Super Bowl. Since there were none that had to be made in this game, the Chiefs are going to get all the damn calls in the Super Bowl, and they're just going to run away with it because everything is going to go the Chiefs' way.
Dude, if that happened, honestly, that would be terrible. That would be bad for the NFL.
Dude, the NFL first bad call, the NFL Twitter is going to explode.
Yeah,
they are getting
lose their minds. They'll stop watching
in the Super Bowl. They didn't have one controversial call this game. Everything's going their way.
Yeah, no, that would be horrible. The NFL would suffer from that. People would that. I feel like that can't happen. They have to. I don't know who the ref crew is going to be for the Super Bowl if they've announced that yet, or if they figure it out later or whatever. But they cannot allow that to happen. They cannot be giving the Chiefs a shit ton of calls because it has been so long of this. The Chiefs fatigue is real. Everybody has that. And if they're going to allow refs to fuck it up and make it look like it is rigged in the Chiefs' favor, for the three-peat, especially this is the one that is the most important. They could have the most egregious call they've ever had in last year's Super Bowl or the year before. But on the three-peat Super Bowl, when the Chiefs' offense is the weakest, dude.
Here's your asterisk.
They can't. Exactly. They can't have that. That would be one of the first things that's been bad for the NFL in a long time, especially associated with the Chiefs.
Excuse me just a moment.
Nope.
It's gonna happen.
Excuses.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Joe. They didn't use up their cards in this game. They saved them all up. They saved up their bankroll, and they're putting it all in for this last game. I told you, Mahomes checks, he didn't get them sent out in time for this game. Turns out he didn't really need them. And, the ref for the next game, he saved him up for the Super Bowl. And, he's going all in on this.
It's like when you save all your power-ups in video games for the final boss.
Yeah, and this is what it is. So that's what he did. The final boss are the hardest to corrupt, or should be. Okay, the NFL is not corrupt. It sure feels like this, but all I got to say is you obviously haven't read the script because it doesn't matter what happens that's good or bad for the NFL. The script says it's going to be the Chiefs. It's going to be history, and whatever. You know what?
Well, if they do it in of their own merit, like this game, then it's fine. The only way it's bad is if it's either some bad call or it comes down to the refs in general. I guess if it's the right call, it's fine. But if it's or a bunch of little things that are all in Mahomes' favor that equal out to there's been plenty of Super Bowls where it's man, they were I feel like the Seahawks Steelers, Roethlisberger's first Super Bowl, there was multiple calls in that game that were usually on scoring plays that caused a lot of problems. Now that game didn't have as much historical significance as this one, but if you got a guy, pushing off in the end zone, but he was held beforehand and you only call the push off, that's going to be a big deal. That's going to cause a lot of problems. If Mahomes doesn't get in on a QB sneak like Roethlisberger didn't, it's going to be a huge deal. But if they win off their own merit, if they have a massive, even if it's defense, if they have a John Mobley knockdown at the very end, that's, at least it's not on the refs. And that won't be bad for the sport. It'll piss people off. They'll be tired of it. It'll be another year of the Chiefs with the fucking villains. And then everyone in the NFL is going to tool up. It'll kind of be like when the Warriors got Durant. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts getting so much better. Or the early 2000s Western Conference where you had to have 50 wins to get in the playoffs. Like that's what the AFC is about to turn into.
Like I said, in all actuality, I know we need to get over to the Eagles Commanders game, but
really.
I'm glad. I am glad that this was a game that went down to the wire.
Yeah.
Happy, and I'm not happy with the result. I'm not happy with the way things played out. I'm not happy with where my bankroll could have been. But I am happy that this game did lack the controversy that many of the other games, leading up to this have, for the Chiefs, including regular season games. So
yeah,
for that to happen, it's just Buffalo is cursed. That's one thing I take from this. I'm basically at the point of Buffalo's never going to win a Super Bowl. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Or how else to put it, because I don't know how a team can continuously get so close and yet feel so far away, because they felt like they were fighting upstream. And even when they had the lead, it was like, oh, how are they going to mess this up? What's going to happen to Buffalo? I really don't know if Buffalo, there has to be some curse in Buffalo. There has to be.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to research that.
Maybe it's where keep in mind the stadium is not in Buffalo proper either. It's outside the city. So maybe it's on that's a big Native American area.
Are they renovating or are they building a new,
I was gonna say,
building a new
stadium,
right?
They're supposed to be building a new stadium.
Maybe building the new stadium reverses all the bad juju from what's going on, because right now I will not put anybody down on Buffalo to be a Super Bowl winner at all. I don't care how good they look in the regular season, what they do. They're a cursed franchise until they do what the Red Sox did, or the Cubs. They're cursed. Until they do that, but
like I said, it's a big Native American area up there. I mean, you never know what your stadium was built upon.
I've seen Pet Sematary.
I had a thought. Hang on, and then we started talking about cursed Native American lands. No, well,
how could that throw you off?
I know, right? If you've seen my brain. Well, that's where I was going with that. This is at the point now where you clearly have the player personnel to do this. Now it's time to look at the coaches. As much as you don't, you continue to lead this team to the AFC Championship. I think it might be time to make a head coaching change. Maybe I'm not.
Oh my god!
I'm going to be terrible. They should have done that years ago.
John Fox suffered it.
I was just gonna say John Fox.
And what happened the next year?
McDermott got them on the plane but couldn't land it.
Yeah.
He's no Captain Phillips. Let me tell you.
I'm trying to avoid that one.
I couldn't resist. McDermott was just an idiot for that little sequence. But
yeah,
you're right. When you mentioned that earlier, Joe, that he was still going to be on the hot seat, I was going to say, yeah, he deserves to be John Fox. I mean, he didn't even get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No. But also at this point, who are they going to get? Vance Joseph? Bill Belichick? They're going to get him to renege on South Carolina?
North Carolina.
That's what I said. Absolutely. Who are they going to really – it's going to have to be one of those are they going to get Ron Rivera out of the booth? What are they going to do? Who's the guy to come and fix all of this?
Deion Sanders.
From
a Buffalo to a Bill.
There we go. That's the only team I'm okay with.
A Buffalo to a Bill.
Buffalo.
Yeah, he's a Buff forever.
Yeah, he said, he's all about Buffalo.
Oh my god, that would be.
He loves Buffs.
Dude. Oh my god, and then the Buffs trade up and get Travis Hunter. That would be so dirty. That'd be
amazing.
But I can't root for him.
Honestly, though,
I told you, I'm done. I don't care if Prime's there.
Yep, that's true. Yep. See, he already became a quitter on rooting for the Chiefs, so he can't quit on never rooting for the Bills again.
I didn't become a quitter on rooting for the Chiefs this year.
I know. I'm just messing with you. I just like calling. I like calling people, especially Colin. I like to call Colin names.
I'm not quitting on my Chiefs.
Yeah. There you go. But
you can book that in victory formation.
No, but your Chiefs take is quitting. But like Buffalo, I know all jokes aside, Buffalo doesn't need Travis Hunter. They could do it with Jimmy Horn or Will Shepard or any of those other guys from CU. You add one of those receivers to Josh Allen. I think that's what Buffalo does next year. Is they did miss like not Stephon Diggs himself, but a guy like that they could just rely on. Amari Cooper is just old. It's how it goes. They've got
they were
really
trying
good players at every other position, but
they were trying to rely too heavy on the run game too. That you got to have that balance between Cook and somebody else. And when Dalton Kincaid is your number one, no offense to Dalton Kincaid, but I mean, oops.
He had a really down season from what it looked like he was going to do last year.
Yeah.
And that play was nuts, too. Like, that was a really difficult ball to track.
Oh, it was.
And a really difficult catch to make. That being said, fuck you, catch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a catchable ball. And for him to miss that, it does kind of sum up his season. He was a huge disappointment, I think, for all the fans in Buffalo, all the fantasy owners. And I think for the Bills themselves as a team, because he didn't even come close to what any of the expectations were. Like there were very few, glimpses of it. And when you have, Mac Hollins going down the field and getting the big touchdowns, yeah, you're right, Joe. They could use Joe Horn. They could use any other good wide receiver in this draft who doesn't have, or Joe Horn, Jimmy Horn.
Yeah, they could really use Marcus Colston.
Yeah. I mean, any of the wide receivers that are in this draft that can stretch the field and, be reliable, because they just didn't have that ability. They have a lot of great slot guys and smaller guys, and Mac Hollins played his role well, but he's not a number one. And if they can get a number one that doesn't turn out to be Marvin Harrison Jr. for most of the year, then they'll be good.
Yeah, if they go the rookie route, he's going to have a better rookie year than Marvin Harrison, because they don't have time to wait on a guy. They waited on James Cook, and it worked out.
Great.
But now, like, they need more. And you're right. That rookie has to be, or they get T. Higgins, or they get some other, Tyreek Hill. He's trying to leave Miami. That would be a stark contrast. But he's used to the cold. He played in Kansas City, so like. There's dudes out there. I don't know if there's any big tight ends or whatever to replace Kincaid, but they like Kincaid. He's not like
I think
bad.
He's got to really come back.
Yeah, but Tyreek Hill's a little bit too much of a headache for a team that's that close to a Super Bowl. I don't want that drama.
Close. I don't want that drama here, but
they won't
close
get it
enough.
Here.
Like they might just buy some Excedrin and say fuck it, Super Bowl.
You know what I just realized too?
What's that?
That Buffalo loss kicked me out of the fantasy playoffs also. I had like six fantasy players on Buffalo. I should be pissed. Whatever, go Chiefs. Hail to the Chiefs. Whatever.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. You could be the Commanders who allowed the Eagles to put up 55 with your rookie quarterback that you expect to take you to the promised land, and you knew eventually that bill was going to come due. No offense to Daniels and the Commanders offense, but the Eagles are better than you. They have been all season. I'm not trying to knock them. I'm just saying that the writing was on the wall. It was pretty apparent the Eagles were going to dominate that game, and Saquon Barkley scoring a touchdown in 18 seconds. that was abundantly clear who was going to win that game.
Yeah, the look on Dan Quinn's face as soon as that happened told you everything you needed to know about how this game was going to go.
Oh, he is good. Oh, what do we do now? Can we send him back to New York?
How do we stop him? Can we turn back their plane? Saquon is good. The one thing that I saw from this game in all actuality was that Jalen Hurts, injured or not, he didn't play like it. And I mean, he's so damn tough.
Yeah.
Because that knee injury last week looked like it was relatively serious. And for him to still get 2 touchdowns in this game, obviously Saquon's a beast. A.J. Brown with a touchdown. They do have a really good squad. And
they spread the round too.
Yeah, it's it really should create a fun Super Bowl matchup. But for the Commanders, I mean, they got further than they think, and I think Jaden Daniels did show, I guess, a lot of moxie for a good portion of this game because he was getting pressured, he was getting hurried, and he still had, I mean, I don't want to say a good game. He had a good game. He still threw for 255. He rushed for a touchdown. Like, it wasn't like it was all hit on him.
No.
But the Eagles, you're right, Nick. They were better. They've been better. And my only reason for going with the Commanders was that I didn't know how the Eagles were going to respond.
Yeah.
And how they were going to look after those injuries from last week. But they didn't bother them at all this week, obviously.
Yeah, it turns out they were going to respond by running the ball. Turns out that's how they respond to literally everything.
Well, they even lost their center in the game.
Didn't care.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
and they had some
backup.
bad snaps, and they had some bad plays by their center, letting guys run free. But
they had like 3 tush pushes.
It didn't stop them, and it's unbelievable how good they are at that tush push. Because going back to the Bills game, the Bills and Chiefs game, how many times did Josh Allen, who's a bigger, I don't want to say stronger, but he's a bigger quarterback than Jalen Hurts, and he couldn't get that yard or half a yard. I mean, he was stopped 3, 4, 5 times. I don't know. Jalen Hurts like squats 600 pounds or something.
I'd say Jalen Hurts might be tougher, especially the way he played through that injury. But Josh Allen's just huge.
Well, he's got that
Josh Allen might be like stronger upper body, but
Hurts is shorter, so he's got that lower center of gravity too, so he can get underneath his linemen a little bit more.
Pro Bowl, we need quarterback arm wrestling.
Quarterback arm wrestling.
I'm waiting for that one.
And then quad wrestling.
Yes.
Right? Let's see. Let's see where the strong. I mean, Jalen Hurts is winning the quads because there's no Tim Tebow in there anymore, or
squad.
Oh my God, Brady Quinn wasn't Brady Quinn was he was huge too.
Oh yeah, he was one of those dudes. It's like, oh man, if he could just like be as good at quarterback as he is at working out, this guy'd be awesome.
I think the better team won. That will give the Chiefs the biggest run for their money now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the Bills weren't the team to do it. They weren't the team to finally end it. So now we have to rely on the EGLAES Eagles, however you spell it.
He gets it right when it matters most.
I've been trying to rehearse that all day. I'm like, how was it? EGL.
You know what? I was honestly, after the Eagles won that, I was like, all right, if the Eagles or if the Chiefs win this game, I got to figure out a way to get my Eagles gear and my fandom on. I had my green hat ready from the Green Elephants. I was going to be all Eagles. And I told you, I gave in. I'm giving in to the dark side.
Yep.
That's it. Just like I said, there are very few times in our life that I think we have the opportunity to witness history. And so in all sincerity, like, am I going to be excited for the Chiefs to do it? Possibly. No. But you know what? I am excited for the opportunity to see something that generations of football fans before us have never seen, and generations possibly after myself might not ever see. So is that a cool aspect and a cool storyline going into this? It really is. And
like
so,
a Rockies World Series.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, at least a World Series victory, or like a game, or making it there. What are we talking about?
No, they already made it there. I'm talking about victory.
I don't want to set the bar too high. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. There might be generations after us that might not see them even get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, that's like the unicorn of all sports, right there. And yes, I am definitely upset that the Broncos couldn't do that. It's all John Elway's fault for retiring and for losing to Jacksonville. So no, it does hurt, but at the same time, like I said before, this dynasty doesn't feel as bad because they don't have the cheating allegations. Like, I'm tired of
for now
the anger and the discourse. Exactly. Yeah. As soon as one ref comes out and says he was paid, which, like, honestly, any ref that wants to become famous should just do that. Just lie and say the Chiefs paid you for something.
You know what? I could have seen Pat Bowlen coming out in '99 and saying, "That one's on John." Not Brian Greasy throwing interceptions that ruins Ed McCaffrey's career or Terrell Davis's career. Nothing like that.
Yeah, for some reason they have a giant ceremony at the end of a divisional round loss, and Pat Bowlen gets up there and just goes, "Fuck you."
That's on you, John.
Here's the NFL official tell on. My name is Jim Monaghy, and I took money to throw football games. I'm no relation to Jim. I'm sorry, Tim. What's my name again? I'm Jim, right? Okay. Jim Monaghy.
Jim Monaghy.
Yes. No relation to Tim Donaghy.
Yeah, no. Don Hockey.
Don't know who that guy is.
Ron Jockley.
Yes. Yeah, Ron Jockley.
Spend a little too much time at the racetracks if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would like to be anonymous. Let's just call myself Han Jockley.
What, those weren't ponies out on the football field? I just went red every time.
My name is Bleat Clakeman.
Yes. Well, we got a couple weeks before the Super Bowl, so we got some time to really tear these teams down. And
we have Pro Bowl tug of war.
And we have Pro Bowl tug of war, yes. That's important, too.
Is there really a tug of war?
I love it.
Yes.
Well, that's a teaser. You'll have to watch our next show for our
I'm all over the Pro Bowl.
Oh, yeah,
I love the skill stuff.
Yep.
The flag football stuff, I can either way.
I will say now though, I'm not choosing any bets or any sides yet because anything I choose until midnight, pretty much not a good idea, except for 2-point conversion attempts and 2-point conversions made.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Colin is somewhat considering this bet, folks.
Do me a favor, get into your app and put money on the Rockies below 500.
Oh, that's a good idea. My phone's in the other. My phone's in the. I'm doing that. I'm sending you a screenshot once I do it.
I'm telling you, if you're having that bad of luck today, let's put this to our benefit.
Yes.
Can you tweet it under the Undrafted Uncensored account? Your bet of the Rockies.
I'll
send it to Nick, and he can tweet it out.
We'll get it figured out. Yes, I'm okay. Done. Great call, Nick. Great call, Nick.
Thank you.
I love
it. Thank you. It's speaking of not great calls, though. We'll go ahead and move on to life after the Moose has begun. That first game was a little rough, and I think a lot of that, too, had to do with the fact that these guys couldn't really close the chapter with him, I guess. You heard the little bit I don't know if you guys heard from Nate last night during his post-game interview. He was a little upset. He didn't get a chance to really talk to Miko after the trade, and I
haven't talked to him.
I think they kind of took it on the ice with them too. Obviously today they played a lot better. They looked a lot better. Drury got a couple apples in there. I think he might have got a goal too.
No, he got his first goal in an Avs sweater. He's also been he's scored now 3 goals in 4 games against the Rangers, I want to say.
Okay, that's what it was.
I believe it's 3 and 4, maybe it's like 4 and 5 or 3 and 5, something along those lines. But yeah, he got his first goal in an Avs sweater, which was nice.
Yeah, and then they're getting in there. They're starting to mold in there. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Nietzsche's.
Yeah. I was gonna go there, and then I'm trying to decide which one I wanted. Nietzsche's though he's getting himself on the board too. That they look good. Not that they were bad to begin with, but they're getting in there. I think what helps Nietzsche is he's played with a couple of these guys before, and Drury is a lifelong Av because of his uncle. So that helps too when you're wearing your uncle's number on your sweater. So anybody has a Chris Drury sweater, you can bust that bad boy out again.
Good.
I live right by the Drury Plaza Hotel. So every time I drive by there, I'm like, oh, it's the Chris Drury Plaza Hotel.
I was going to say Nietzsche's also had the 2 assists in the game. So both of them got 2 points in this game.
I knew I was there somewhere with that.
Or no. Excuse me.
It was yesterday.
It was 1 point for Drury, 2 assists for Nietzsche's.
But I mean, it's going to take a couple games for them to really get in, and thankfully, oddly enough, the back-to-back probably helped that a lot because you left Boston, went down to MSG, and you didn't really have time to screw around. Kind of like what happened when Val came back. They didn't have time to really screw around. It was get on the plane and go get your work done. And I mean, by the time they landed, they were playing games 4 out of the 5 days they were on the road right away. So, I mean, the fact that they didn't have time to really like get to know each other, but had to be forced to do it on the ice, I think is better for them. And so, here we are waiting for the next shoe to drop because we know there's another shoe that's going to drop.
I mean, certainly hope so. Certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Do Penguins wear shoes? And if so, have they dropped them?
Don't encourage him.
Honestly though, like all jokes aside, this I don't think is going to be the final product. I think there will be another move made. So what the team looks like with this particular lineup, I don't want to say doesn't matter, but I'm going to say doesn't matter because we're still waiting to see what the final roster will look like post another big trade, or at least attempt at another big trade. Because maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe something happens and money or players or fucking whatever. Who knows, man? Stuff happens. But
okay,
we've seen teams.
Yep. Permanente Brothers puts fries on the sandwich. Just accept it, okay? You can pick them off, but when they put that in the trade offer, just remember the fries are on the sandwich.
Fries are on the sandwich. One thing
I love Permanente Brothers, by the way.
I do got to say, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Miko's thank you to Colorado. Just saying thank you to the organization for 10 years. Can't say what it's meant to him being drafted as a young player. Well, I'll just read it. From his native Finland, City embraced me, helped shape me both as an athlete and as a person. Winning the Stanley Cup here was a dream come true, and sharing that moment with all of you is something I will cherish forever. The trade to the Carolina Hurricanes came as a surprise to me, and it's still sinking in. That said, I'm incredibly excited to join such a talented team, and I can't wait to get to work and contribute to their success this season. Feel very grateful for my time in Denver and wish to thank everyone in the organization, especially my teammates, coaches, and fans for your unwavering support. I'll carry the memories with me as I begin this new chapter in my career. And he still has his 96 Avs sweater on there. So,
yeah,
nice.
He will, like I said, he will always be an Av.
Yeah,
in so many ways.
He's one of those few players, like we were talking about last show. Foote, Forsberg, Rantanen is definitely one of those tier guys. I'm not sure if he'll be a Hall of Famer like those guys, but who knows? Maybe he will. He's got plenty of time to keep this pace up.
Well, I mean, he can't come back either. Go ahead, Colin.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to just go to your Hall of Fame side. Honestly, him going to a team like Carolina probably helps his opportunities to become a Hall of Famer because he's not the guy sitting there with Nate and Kale or, who won the cup with Landeskog and those guys. He has a chance to break through
stand out.
Yeah, stand out. So I mean,
the crowd.
It might really,
even if you got to cry out loud.
Right. It might really just push him to that next level as far as recognition goes inside the NHL. We all knew here for such a long time that he was a great player and undervalued in the NHL, but it got to the point where other teams obviously noticed too.
Yeah. The third best player on any team in the league.
I guess part of the breakdown too, what I've heard is he was offered a contract early in December and his agent told him not to take it, whereas obviously his friends are saying something different, and he declined to take the contract the Avalanche were offering him. So, and the Avalanche being smarter than the Rockies, knowing that he's at the end of his deal, instead of sitting on him and wondering what they could have got for him, let's let the moose loose and get something out of it in return.
That sounds like something I said earlier today. Were you listening to the show, Nick? Just kidding.
No, actually,
I was on it.
Actually.
I was on at the station. I said exactly that. I was like, unlike the Rockies, the Avs saw the writing on the wall, and they at least got something for a player. Whether it turns out good or not really depends on what happens in the aftermath. If there's another move made, if Nietzsche, if Drury, if those draft picks pan out, which we talked about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
What I do want to say, you were completely right, Nick, about them having no time to think and go into the next game. I think that was the best thing for them because, they looked a little shell-shocked. Kind of, they still had the lead going into the third, but then once they gave up those 2 goals, it was kind of like, oh, crap, what's going on in Boston? It was like, oh, crap, what's happening? We don't have our guys that we know, like, where they're at on the ice. This is a very uncomfortable situation. But tonight, even when it was a back and forth, or this afternoon when it was a back and forth with the Rangers, they were just out there playing. And that was good to see that kind of transformation. We'll see if it continues on. I hope it does. I really do. I'm not going to place a bet on it today. So.
Better not.
It was a little pucker factor there, though, when they tied it up there in the third period, and you're just starting to wonder if they're going to hold that lead. But they came back. They got the game winner with 14 seconds left.
Whew, Shreddy.
And almost made me late to the party, but they won, and that's all that matters.
Almost late to the party, huh?
Yeah, I was watching the rest. It was like 1:30-ish, and I'm like, it's just a couple minutes left. Okay, they scored. I can listen to the rest of this on the way out.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna steal a line. You got lucky with it.
I got lucky. So we're going to kick this real quick before we hit the victory formation. Who doesn't vote for Ichiro Suzuki? How do you have a Hall of Fame ballot in front of you? And you look at this list and you go, I don't like that Ichiro guy. He didn't have the numbers. He's not good enough. Who are you? We want to know who you are.
It's the problem with Hall of Fame voters in general, man. Like, they get this idea in their heads that guys, it's because they didn't want it to be unanimous. Because has there ever been a unanimous Hall of Famer in baseball?
Mariano Rivera is the only one.
Or is it just like fucking really big deal guys?
Just Mariano Rivera.
Okay, so is Ichiro on the level of Rivera?
Oh, yeah.
Especially.
Yeah, and that's another one, too, that a lot of people were mad at that writer. So would you say that Ichiro is on the level of Rivera?
Yeah, especially because of his influence in the game, too.
Okay, then there you go. Then it's bullshit. And this guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Because that shouldn't be the reason. If the only reason that you're like, because it's not like he's voting for him to just not be a unanimous. He's voting for him to not go in the Hall of Fame, but he's doing it so that he's not unanimous. It's kind of like, not voting for a player so he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer in a different Hall of Fame. Like, it's still irritating though. Like, that guy's gonna get in, but like, there's no reason to prevent it that much. Like, if just vote for the people that deserve for the votes and let it play out.
And it's not like the ballot was that chock full of Hall of Famers to begin with.
Yeah, and you look back, Ichiro was 27 years old when he started to play in the majors. Like, that's when his professional career started here. He had played in Japan before and had spent years playing day after day after day and compiling stats there that were off the wall too. So for his stats in Major League Baseball to be as good as they were and where they place them in, the history of the game is amazing. And for that guy to not vote, the only thing I could hope was that guy's ballot got lost in the mail and no votes that he cast got counted, which I know isn't true. There's no way that this is an accidental miss, that this is he was on the ballot. Like, I don't know how you could look at that ballot and skip Ichiro.
No, not at all.
That is a name known by people, baseball fans, and not. Baseball fans not, because he did have a bigger influence on the game.
He's international too. He took the game international. He made Japanese. Well, Hideo Nomo kind of started it, but Ichiro really broke the ceiling when he came over, because then everybody was paying attention to Japanese baseball.
Yeah, and now we've got Shohei today. It's come full circle. But
and
yeah,
Brokey.
and so do they take into account stuff that you've done in other leagues?
No.
Okay, so then that probably shouldn't count just because they've said that precedent of not counting it before. But if you guys are saying that he's still on the level of Mariano Rivera, then yeah, there's no reason.
That's what...
And so would you say that Jeter also deserved it and got robbed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Ichiro deserved it just with his major league accomplishments, and like I said, this is more than just assassin. It's like it is a lot of what you do for baseball too in the Hall of Fame as well. There are like the contributors area as well. So he was more than just a ball player. Nick said it, like he really opened the floodgates. You mentioned Hideo Nomo. He was a great pitcher. But Ichiro came here and was hitting and doing things that we had never seen before. And I know some people don't like the fact that there were a bunch of swinging bunts and base hits and things like that. You know what? He changed the game. There's one player who changed the way games were played when you played against him, and that was Ichiro, because you had to account for what he could possibly do. And he could still hit bombs, even with his time at the Yankees at the end.
Yeah, like
thank you.
I don't follow baseball, like you said earlier, Colin, and like I don't know if it's signed or not, but I have a picture of Ichiro Suzuki with Seattle, because when I was super little, I loved the Rockies because the Blake Street Bombers were fun, so I knew all their names, but I didn't really know much about baseball. But so I have a picture of Sosa on base, McGuire's base, or maybe it's vice versa. Whichever one of them was a baseman, was on defense at the time.
Sosa on first with McGuire.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. I've got that and Ichiro Suzuki, and that's it. Because he's that big of a deal. So yeah, it sucks. It's not like Terrell Owens, who fucked himself out of being a first ballot Hall of Famer by complaining and talking shit all the time. What did Ichiro do to deserve this? There's not like some steroids or anything.
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
That's my
alarm. I don't know who he pissed off or what pissed off some guy.
Yeah,
but something.
Yeah, like I don't think he did at all. I think that's the point. Is someone just decided that, maybe just the sanctity of the fact that it's only been Rivera or something. I don't know. I just work here. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I don't know. I like
maybe that is it. Maybe it is a New York writer who thinks it's Rivera who should be the only one.
Yeah.
Who should be the unanimous. I wouldn't put it past. Yeah, put it past some New York writers.
No, I wouldn't.
Like he's mad at the other writer who didn't put in Jeter. So he's fuck you. If Jeter can't have it, then definitely Ichiro can't have it.
No, he's saying that Rivera should be the only one.
I know. And he's also mad that some other writer didn't put in Jeter. Like maybe he thinks it should be Rivera and Jeter because they're the New York guys. And so now he's salty that Jeter didn't get it. So now nobody else can get it. It's only Rivera. Who knows, man? People do crazy things for crazy reasons. You ever watch like a show about serial killers?
You know what else is crazy?
Wait.
Patrick Mahomes.
Can I at least congratulate Cece and Billy too?
Anime theme songs?
Congratulations to Billy Wagner and Cece Sabathia also for getting in. Cece, one of the greatest left-handers of all time. Billy Wagner, one of the first great closers of our generation. Billy the Kid, congratulations. Learning how to throw with your left arm so that you could become a Hall of Famer. Thank you to his neighbor that broke his arm and forced him to learn how to throw left-handed. Go.
Yes, and thank you everyone who tuned in. And thank you for no thanks to Patrick Mahomes for not throwing a touchdown.
This is the victory formation.
All right, boys, here we go. Best play in football. 6 right tight diamond victory on 1. Break.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, it's jam.
The Pick'em segment, proving that Colin Zanker is the most humble man in the history of time. Least. Featuring Nick Archuleta wishing he was somewhere else. And Joe Goodwin just kind of winging it.
That's right, everybody. It's the Victory Formation, where we talk about real bets with fake money. And, 2 of us were 1-3 this week, and one of us was 3-1. You'll know quickly as we go through these picks rapid fire to get through to our picks of the week. Once again, just don't follow what I say tonight because they're all probably going to be wrong, and we'll see who comes with me. But first games first. I chose the Commanders to come out victorious over the Eagles. That didn't happen, but Nick and Joe chose that correctly, so 13-60 there. Bills versus the Chiefs. Me and Nick both chose the Bills. Joe's the only smart one who decided to
I wouldn't
choose
go
the
that
Chiefs,
far.
apparently. We all chose Kansas to beat Houston, who lost in a double overtime game. They had the lead. They had 5 points. They were 5 points up with like 45 seconds left, and then a Reggie Miller-esque play, stealing an inbounds pass and hitting a shot, sent it to overtime for Houston, and they end up winning in double OT. We all lost that one. Bucks versus the Clippers. Nick decided to go with the Bucks there, and he got that one wrong. It's the only one I got right. It's the third one Joe got right for 1606, meaning this week Joe made 37-35, taking him into first place at 145.18. I was in second place this week, losing $13.94, meaning I'm at $16.13. So with my luck, I'll be negative by the weekend. And Joe, or Nick, you are at minus 1640 this week, and you have a total of 92.45 underneath the century mark.
Damn.
See if you can get back over that 100 and possibly take over what Joe stole from you.
You got this, buddy.
Says it's not my hump.
All right. Well, the first things first, our first game that we're going to choose is the Grizzlies 31-15 going out to New York to face the Knicks 30 who are 30-16 on the season. Nick, who you got?
Knickerbockers.
Nick loves the Knicks. I should have seen that one coming a mile away. I could have put that one in there. Joe, who you got?
Well, yeah, but the Knicks have the color scheme of the Mets, so he could hate them. We're not sure.
I do hate them.
Man, this one's tough. I'll just take the Grizzlies because Nick took the Mets. Because this feels like a toss-up.
Well, you know, it's probably a good thing you did take the Grizzlies because I was taking the Knicks at home for no other reason besides they're at home.
They're at home.
You know, the Grizzlies have a better record and seem to be playing good basketball. So who knows?
We
move on to the Stars, the Dallas Stars into the NHL. Dallas Stars against the Golden Knights. Dallas Stars at 31-17-1. Golden Knights at 30-15-4 on the season. Joe, who you got?
Dallas?
Joe takes the Stars. Shine bright like a diamond, but okay. Once again, give me the Golden Knights at home because guess what? They're the home team. Can you sense a trend?
No.
Nick, who you got?
I hate both teams.
He's fighting with himself right now.
I am. Give me the Golden Knights.
Oh my God, he's picking with me twice. He's just asking to lose. All right, we move on to the last game of the week. We have Kentucky, who's 14-5 on the season with a 3-3 record in the SEC against number 6 Tennessee, 17-3 on the season, and 4-3 in the SEC this year. Well, guess what? I'm just sticking with the trend. Give me the home team because who the hell knows? I don't know anything apparently. Nick, who you got?
Give me Tennessee.
You said a lot of things. Who was the home team?
Tennessee.
Okay. Fuck it. I was leaning towards them anyway. So I'm gonna take the Vols. Everyone pick Kentucky. Put money on it.
God dang it. Yep. Take Kentucky here. Well, you know, much like that imaginary money I could have had if Patrick Mahomes had decided to throw one more touchdown in the second half. We're sending this one out into space.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed it. This was really fun.
Yeah, go Chiefs. I love it.
It's Colin's fucking favorite
show was fun,
ever.
not the results of the AFC Championship. For Colin Zanker and Joe Goodwin, I'm Nick Archuleta. Thank you, Michael Spillin, and everybody over at E5280sports.com for hosting us. Thank you to Pikes Peak Sports Cards, our sponsor. And thank you all of you that make us able to do this. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing, and tell your moms, tell your friends, tell your mom's friends. We're always here. We're always talking sports, and we're always going to be here because that's what we do. Again, for Colin Zaker, Joe Goodwin, this is Undrafted Uncensored. I'm Nick Archuleta. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you guys sometime this week.
Bye.
Go Eagles.
Bye.